Stage 2 on the Tour de Taiwan. The Thailand circuit, 97.2 kilometers, 18 laps of just under 5.5 kilometers. Just like every other race in the world, there's a huge infrastructure that goes around these riders. The VIPs rolling out ahead of the race proper today in the neutralized zone. There is Tobias Erler, the current leader of the Tour de Taiwan.
Just one point there, the yellow jersey race leader, but you can see the blue stripes across his shoulders to pick him out from another team who are dressed in all yellow, just to confuse us. There we go, look at this circuit again. Thank goodness the weather's
trying to get across as they pull away from the peloton in general, coming up to the first sprint after the 5th lap, and it is Yevgeny Yakolev, the young Kazakh, taking the points ahead of Kotela and Tino Harkman. It looks already, though, David, as those three riders are going to be battling for the sprints jersey throughout the week.
Yeah, certainly 5 points to then to Yakolev and 3 to Kotela. Harkman back with 2 points, and Kumel with down on the second stage, which is very similar, just a longer circuit, and certainly the lads have got their legs together now.
And Thomas Lesniak also getting away in this front group. A number of riders joining them, but the big danger men, the Kazakhstani. Oh dear, oh, that looks a bit dangerous. Somebody's going to go down there. Oh, there they go.
That's the trouble, Dave. I was saying earlier, thank goodness we haven't got nasty weather with the rain, because these corners are even worse, but they'll send me back on the bike. Normally on these circuits, by the way, is that if you have an accident like this, you're allowed to lap out to get back in again. I'm not trying to work their way back through, we hope, to the pack.
Well, I hope there's no particularly nasty injuries. Didn't look like it. Takeshi Igarashi was the Japanese rider from Team Okinawa. And there's his teammate on the front, Arashiro, the Japanese national champion, also riding for Okinawa in the white and red national champions jersey, then trying to bridge the gap across to these two. Yakolev has been joined by his teammate, Didechkin. And these two making, well, they're trying to emulate what was happening yesterday, but they're not being able to get away with it because two Japanese riders closing up on them very fast indeed. Now they're all together. And also been joined by a Team Marine. I think it's Michael Haas who's joined them as well. He was well placed yesterday. The other rider in the fall, by the way, was Hanizam Basri from the Malaysian national team. I guess, David, they don't get quite as much peloton racing as some of the other people around the world, and sometimes it can just cause little low-speed crashes.
It can, but also look at the big guy here in this group at the moment, Erler, and a significant change in the size of the riders, but certainly we're going in towards that first sprint. It looks like the Europeans have grabbed that one. I think Yakolev got that, he did, ahead of Erler, and the other two riders, I think sensibly, are going to sit in the wheels now, get a bit of a tow. But that's a skill which they have to learn as well. Grab the bottle quick. There are 1 or 2 thirsty riders out there.
Interesting though, isn't it, David? There's no other team managers out there handing up bottles, just Team Merida. They're really focused on taking the team competition as well as individual victories. Michael Haas here, another strong flat rider, much smaller than his teammate though. Look, Tobias Erler. Look at the amount of seat pin at the back of Tobias Erler's bike. He's a really big guy.
Well, I think somehow that leading group, they look quite comfy at the moment, but the main pack, they've had a minute down on them.
Yeah, they've lost about 52 seconds, I think. Whoa, look at this. Tremendously long way back. That looks like over a minute to me.
Out of sight, out of mind. That's a typical thing on short circuits. If you get away, out of sight, and then the people behind it are beginning to sort of say, well, it's your turn next. You take over. You come on the front. There's blocking going on by the riders who've got men in the leading group at the moment. But this is working out just right for these men, this 4-man group. They can take it in turns to come through. Interesting as they go through there.
4 laps to go. Well, they're actually ringing an official bell at 4 laps. That's very unusual. Well, let's just run through who is in the lead here in this lead group. 131, Yevgeny Yakolev. Number 3, Tobias Erler. 41, Yukiya Arashiro. And 4, Michael Haas, with 3 laps to go. And the third sprint. Team Merida being represented in here by 2 riders, Michael Haas and Thomas Erler. Team Okinawa, represented by that man there.
again, what I said before, look at the contrast in size these riders. They're all working well together. That's the big thing, is that nobody at the moment have soft tapped and gone out and taken their turn. So that could do rather well. They may just about hang on in the front there, but anybody in the main pack now wants to look after the yellow jersey at the end of this race after stage 6. They've got to keep that gap down.
Pretty hard at the moment.
But also on the big gear, David, aren't they? The outside ring, pushing the big gears. At the back they've got maybe 11 or 12 top sprocket. They're on that one as well all the way through, pushing the big gears. And later on the inside ring will come into play when we get to the mountains, which lie ahead on this very interesting course we've got yet again in the Tour of Taiwan.
Yukiya Arashiro from Japan, the Japanese national champion, now suffering a little bit. Just trying to hang on to the wheel of Tobias Erler from Team Merida, just in front of him, wearing the leader's jersey. Then the Polygon rider from Kazakhstan, Yevgeny Yakolev, just in front with the turquoise shorts and the orange and black top. Right at the front, Michael Haas from Team Merida, doing the lion's share of the work at the moment, as he should be for his team leader, who's wearing the leader's jersey. The peloton some 40 seconds back or so, and being driven on by Giant Asia. They really do not want Team Merida to stay ahead of them. They want the team prize, they also want the overall as well, but safe to say, David, I think they're probably coming to their own in the mountains. They've got better climbers than Team Merida.
Yes, they have, and this race has got some very big mountains yet ahead of it, and the big thing is only 6-man teams. There are 88 riders in the race this year and only 6-man teams. It does mean that in the mountains they can't get the control so much, and again, even on this short sharp circuit like this one, the teams can't put lots of men on the front, so with the last lap to go they could stay away.
Well, this could alter the general classification underneath the leader, as most of all, if Tobias Erler stays ahead with everybody else. And in fact, he's pulling away from everybody else. Tobias Erler is determined to put as many seconds into his
jersey, get out there, try and get the stage, but 3 guys behind can work. But of course, he's not going to get support all the way through. There are other teammates in there. I don't know what's going to happen behind here, but I think they're going to have to settle now at this rate of knots on this last lap for maybe just going in for 5th place. They don't seem too bothered.
He's just riding away from them. This fantastic piece of riding by Tobias Erler. Do you know, David, he's going to take this. Nobody else is going to get near. He knows he's going to take it. This is a terrific ride by this man. He's a really big, rangy rider. And just look at the distance he's put into his fellow escapees.
Plenty of time then to wave to the crowd.
Thank you, Merida! Thank you!
That's safe to say. I think he's happy, David. Arashiro leading the sprint in for 2nd place. And it's Yakolev coming up on the far side, but he's way behind Arashiro. Great piece of riding by the Japanese champion. Then Yakolev and then Michael Haas, who's really done all the work today for his team leader. Here's the peloton, and it's Kotila wearing the sprint's jersey. Just easing his way over.
Two reasons I wanted to win one stage. The first reason is to thanks to Merida, because I am able to make the tour the 3rd time. And the second reason is my students from Ringsburg, they told me that I have to win a stage because they want to see an interview with my Bavarian English, because they study English and they always laugh if they see me in the TV. So I tried to win one stage. The 2nd stage on the yellow jersey, it's a dream. Michael was very strong. He was so strong in the beginning. I thought, come on, what's going on with you? And yes, then he said that his muscles are hurting, and I finished my Coke, and then my V8 started, and yes.
Oh, fine victory for Tobias Erler, and your English is impeccable, sir. Arashiro takes 2nd from Yevgeny Yakolev and Michael Haas. Jürgen Kotila coming up for 5th in 48th place from Ralph Naff at 48 seconds also. So another great day for Merida. 2 in a row for this man. You can't complain, can you, David?
They can't. In fact, 62 riders there came in just behind Kotila into that